Hello my motor enthusiasts. You're tuned into F1 Motor Fever podcast, where the engines never stop roaring and the tires keep burning rubber.
And what a spectacle we have to discuss today. The odds are out for the British Grand Prix, and it seems Max Verstappen is setting the pace once again,
Indeed, William. After a narrow miss in Austria, he's tipped as the favourite at Silverstone, with odds of 1.48. It's going to be an electrifying race.
Absolutely, and don't forget about Lando Norris. He's been in terrific form, and the odds of 3.50 to win make him a serious contender on his home soil.
Spot on. And with Norris expected to battle for pole position alongside Verstappen, it's anyone's game. The home crowd will be buzzing, I'm sure.
Speaking of the crowd favourites, George Russell and Lewis Hamilton aren't far behind. Silverstone could very well be a showcase of top-tier strategy and speed from Mercedes.
Oh, and let's not overlook the midfield battle, William. Drivers like Fernando Alonso and Kevin Magnussen could throw in some surprises. They've had a knack for squeezing into top 6 finishes lately.
Indeed, Enzo. And with reliability being a lesser concern this season, it's all down to strategy and skill. Can't wait to see how it all unfolds at Silverstone.
Hey everyone. You already know me, this is Enzo.
And this is William, at your service.
You're with us on F1 Motor Fever podcast. Make sure you subscribe and turn on those notifications to stay updated with all the racing action. Full throttle. Moving on to Silverstone, the stakes are high and the odds are in. After a dramatic showdown in Austria where George Russell snatched victory, it's all eyes on the British Grand Prix. Max Verstappen, despite the mishap last race, is still the favourite with odds of 1.48.
That collision in Austria was a heart-stopper. It certainly sets the stage for a thrilling race at Silverstone. Lando Norris is right up there too, with odds of 3.50, following that close duel with Verstappen.
Indeed, the battle for the podium is heating up. Oscar Piastri and George Russell are also in the mix, but with slightly longer odds. It seems the fight at the top will be fiercely contested.
And what about the qualifying odds? I hear Verstappen is again tipped to take pole.
That's right. Fresh off his pole in Austria, he's favoured to repeat that performance here at Silverstone. The crowd would love to see one of their own, Norris, take that P1 spot on the grid, though. It would certainly light up the atmosphere.
It's going to be an edge-of-the-seat weekend, that's for sure. With Russell and Hamilton chasing closely, the qualifying rounds are as unpredictable as the race itself.
Absolutely. Each lap, each corner could change the narrative. Let's not forget, the likes of Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz are also in the fray, although their odds are a bit longer.
True, and the underdogs can't be discounted either. Drivers like Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg could surprise us, despite the long odds.
It's a testament to how competitive this season is shaping up. Silverstone is the perfect stage for these high-speed dramas to unfold. Shifting our focus to the chances for a podium finish at Silverstone, it seems Norris and Verstappen are once again leading the pack. They're both looking to make a strong comeback after the race in Austria.
Absolutely, and let's not overlook the potential for a repeat performance from Piastri, Russell, and Sainz. All three stood on the podium last time and have decent odds to do it again this weekend.
The paddock is buzzing with talks about Norris versus Verstappen, the sequel. With Norris having the home crowd behind him, the atmosphere is primed for an epic showdown.
And in terms of qualifying, Norris taking pole in front of his home fans could really set the stage. It's going to be a battle right from the get-go.
Moving down the order, Sergio Perez is looking to break his dry spell since the Chinese Grand Prix. He's trailing the front runners in the odds, but as we know, anything can happen in Formula 1.
True, and looking at opportunities for a top 6 finish, the field is quite open. Fernando Alonso, for instance, is looking to bounce back after a tough weekend in Austria. He's among the names that could surprise us.
And let's not count out the Haas duo, Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg. After their double points finish in Austria, they're eyeing another strong performance.
Certainly, the dynamics at Silverstone are set for an intense race. With top teams locking out the front, and several capable challengers just behind, we're in for a thrilling Grand Prix.
It's all heating up as we head into the weekend. Every driver, every team, pushing the limits, Silverstone is the perfect backdrop for these high-octane dramas to unfold. Let's see who takes the checkered flag this time. The narrative continues to build as we look at the odds for a points finish at Silverstone. It's clear the usual suspects are leading, but there's plenty of potential further down the order.
That's right. Focusing on the midfield, Alpine's Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly are being closely watched. Gasly, in particular, has been in fine form, clinching points in the last 4 races.
And let's not forget the remarkable journey of Daniel Ricciardo, who piloted his RB to a 9th place at the Red Bull Ring. He remarked on their performance as overachieving, which speaks volumes about the grit and determination involved.
Indeed, and the story of Haas continues to impress. Both Hülkenberg and Magnussen scoring points last race was a significant moment. Their team hailed it as an amazing team performance, which could really boost their confidence going into this weekend.
Absolutely. With such a tight field, the competition for those precious points is intense. Every team from Aston Martin to Haas is pushing hard.
And amidst this competition, the RB pair, Yuki Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo, ones to watch. Tsunoda's odds are higher, but with Ricciardo's recent performance, they could both potentially upset the more favoured drivers.
It's shaping up to be a compelling contest, especially as we look towards drivers like Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc, who are also expected to perform well, given their odds of 1.08.
With so many potential narratives, Silverstone is set to be a battleground not just for victory, but for every single point on offer. It's going to be fascinating to see how it all unfolds.
That's the beauty of Formula One, isn't it? Every race is unpredictable, and every point can make a difference in the championship standings. Let's gear up for what promises to be an exhilarating race weekend at Silverstone. As we gear up for the British Grand Prix, the spotlight is certainly on Verstappen to claim the fastest lap, following Alonso's stellar performance last time out in Austria. The odds are quite telling, with Verstappen leading the pack.
Indeed, and the momentum from Austria could play a significant role. Alonso did manage to set the fastest lap despite a lower finish, which shows that surprises can happen, especially in the latter stages of the race.
Absolutely, and speaking of surprises, while Red Bull remains the favourite to take the most points at Silverstone, McLaren and Mercedes are not far behind. It's especially interesting to see McLaren with strong odds this weekend.
That's a crucial point. With McLaren performing well, there's a good chance for some healthy competition at the top, which can only be good for the sport.
And let's not overlook the odds of a safety car appearing during the race. It featured last year, and with the dynamic nature of Silverstone, we might see it again. But, on a brighter note, this often means the race gets a reset, which can lead to more exciting and unpredictable outcomes.
That's a great perspective. These resets can indeed mix things up, giving drivers further back a chance to make strategic moves and potentially improve their positions.
On that optimistic note, while the challenges are there, they bring opportunities. Whether it's drivers pushing for the fastest lap or teams vying for the most points, each moment holds potential for something remarkable.
Right you are. It's these moments that make Formula One so thrilling. Every lap, every turn can change the stakes, and that's what makes it worth watching every second.
So, as we look forward to the British Grand Prix, let's stay tuned for all the action. With the teams and drivers all geared up, we're set for another spectacular race at Silverstone. As we move closer to the end of our pre-race coverage, let's touch upon the reliability and race incidents that seem to be a slight concern this season. The odds suggest a strong possibility of more than 16 drivers finishing the race, which showcases the team's robustness in maintaining vehicle reliability.
Indeed, that's a good sign for the sport. However, as we saw with Norris in Austria, incidents can skew these numbers quite significantly. It's always a tightrope walk between pushing the limits and keeping the car on track.
Absolutely, and speaking of tight finishes, the previous race at the Red Bull Ring saw a nail-biting conclusion with Russell finishing just under 2 seconds ahead of Piastri. It sparks the question, are we expecting another close race this weekend at Silverstone?
That's the million-dollar question. The odds are leaning towards a finish of under 5 seconds between the first and second place, which could mean we're in for quite a spectacle.
It certainly sets the stage for a thrilling race. And adding to the excitement, the fans will have plenty to cheer about, with Ollie Bearman getting another free practice one chance with Haas, amidst his growing prospects in Formula One.
It's heartening to see young talents like Bearman getting opportunities, especially at a venue electrified by such passionate support. It adds a unique flavour to the race weekend, enhancing the overall magic of Silverstone.
Speaking of support, Formula One's efforts towards diversity continue to grow, with initiatives like Mission 44 driving forward significant changes. It's more than just racing, it's about shaping a more inclusive future for the sport.
Indeed, and as the teams gear up, the choices of tyres and strategic decisions will also play a crucial role, especially with the unpredictable British weather. It all adds layers to the strategy puzzle that teams will need to solve to come out on top this weekend.
With all these elements in play, Silverstone is more than prepared to host another memorable chapter in Formula One history. Let's keep our eyes peeled for how these stories unfold on the track. William, what's the word on the street, internet-wise?
Right, let's delve into some buzz from the online fans. There's a bit of chat about Haas F1 team's latest move. They've just confirmed Ollie as their first driver for the 2025 season with a multi-year contract. It stirred quite the conversation.
Oh, that's interesting. What are the fans saying then?
Well, Oliver from the online community mentioned, quote, "Great advert for giving youngsters more time in F1 cars on race weekends," unquote, but also noted, quote, "Not a great advert for F2," unquote. It sparks a debate about the effectiveness of Formula 2 as a feeder series.
And what's the consensus?
There's a mix of views. Ryan T. mentioned, quote, "F2 becoming a less reliable feeder program is honestly weird. It doesn't help that you have guys like Verstappen who skipped the program altogether, though Max is by no means representative of the typical F1 driver," unquote. And Victor Est agreed, recalling how back in the day, F3000 had similar issues, yet Formula 3 was seen as the real proving ground.
It sounds like there's a bit of nostalgia for the old paths to F1.
Absolutely. And on a lighter note, some are having a bit of fun with nationalities, with David S. commenting on the number of British drivers, saying, quote, "That's 4.5 Brits on the grid next year," unquote.
4.5?
Yes, it's a bit of an ongoing joke about dual nationalities and how drivers are sometimes associated with more than one country. And speaking of, there's a humorous thread about Australians adopting successful people from New Zealand, with Ian C. quipping, quote, "It's basically law that if New Zealand has a successful export of any kind, it automatically becomes Australian," unquote.
Ha, classic. It's always a giggle to see what the fans are up to online. Keeps the spirit lively, doesn't it?
Indeed, the fan base never fails to add color to the sport, whether through insightful debates or light-hearted banter. It's what makes the community so vibrant.
Thanks for tuning into F1 Motor Fever podcast today. We've had a thrilling discussion about the upcoming British Grand Prix, the strategic intricacies of Formula 1, and the vibrant fan interactions online. It's been fantastic having you all here. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our episodes. Your support truly makes a difference. Share our channel with your motorsport circles, on social media, at gatherings, wherever you talk racing.
Absolutely, and remember, laughter is just as important as lap times here. Don't miss our next episode, we've got something special lined up, and you wouldn't want to miss it. We're here bringing you the inside track every day.
And we're incredibly grateful for all your comments and interactions, it's what fuels us. Looking forward to having you with us next time.
Keep those engines revving and those minds racing. You never know what's around the next corner.
Pedal to the metal, keep your gaze on the road, our channel's content is pure gold.